Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 and another part of our Newcastle United series as we get right into what could be the final game of the season. Now last time we left off we had just drawn with Borussia Dortmund away from home, Juan Mata with the equaliser for us. We'd also just beaten Manchester City 2-1, Gabriel Barbosa with a late winner. Since then we have played Brentford and won 2-1 away from home. It wasn't quite as easy as we thought it might have been, but bearing in mind the number of games we've played in such quick succession, it was always going to be difficult. The first one was a corner from Key, put to the back corner, or back post, and then Muto headed it down. Kingsley Coman with the finish gave us a lead. We did make it 2-0, Key over the top, Almiron got in behind, squared it back, and there was Muto for an easy tap in for 2-0. And then late on, Brentford managed to get one back. Dubravka sent it forward, but there was a header from Sawyers intercepting it. A former player, Danny Drinkwater, into Lod, and that was a good finish at the near post to make it 2-1. But we did manage to hang on for the victory. We then had this game against Spurs, which was incredibly dramatic. Nothing happened until about the 70th minute. There were lots of chances, but with 20 minutes left to go, Ruud Diaz put the ball into the back for Stepanenko and Dubravka beaten at his near post to make it 1-0 to Spurs. We then equalised a minute later. Josi Perez on the attack, just on off the bench. Yedlin picked it up, put the cross in, and there was Barbosa with the near post finish, also just off the bench as well, to make it 1-1. Just 2 minutes later, Rulli hanging onto the ball and Barbosa just steals it from him, and a brilliant finish at a tight angle to make it 2-1. 3 goals in about 3 minutes there, but late on we looked like we were going to score just before that ball was taken away, but then Williams over the top to Rudaiz and on the volley as well. I mean, that sort of finish deserves to draw a game. It was really unfortunate for us, so that's the trouble. But right before they got that second, Barbosa was clean through on the keeper one-on-one and could have had a hat-trick, but he missed the chance. Had he scored that, we would have got the win. And it means going into the final game of the season, we are currently in 4th place. United are playing Everton today, who are down in 14th. We're expecting United to win that game. If they do, going to the final day of the season, there are going to be 3 teams on 72 points for just 2 Champions League places. It's going to be a really, really intense finish. But before we get to that, we need to play Dortmund. We are going to play both matches today. We've got Dortmund at home, Arsenal at home. We need to win both, and hopefully that will set us up for one final episode for this season. So the team going out there today against Dortmund, we're going to lead with Muto up front. Barbosa is moved to the right with Almiron in the centre. Marin is fit and out on the left flank. Hayden and Tonali in defensive midfield. Masuaku, Hendricks, Nomarua. I'm risking it with these two again because our centre-backs are too injured. Chambers has actually been pushed out to the right-back position as well. We're just in pretty bad shape at the minute. And then we've got Woodman in goal. So when we look off in the reserves here, we've got Juan Mata on 76%. He's down, needing to be rested. Coman has got a slight injury. Lejeune is unregistered. Yedlin is just too low fitness. Manquillo is too low fitness. Both right backs struggling at the moment. Manquillo injured for about a week as well. It's all come at the worst time, but it means that we're going to have to play a makeshift team today and just hope that they can go out there and get the victory that will take us to the final. So let's get into this game against Dortmund. You can see same team as last time, pretty much exactly, I think. No surprise in there as well. It's Marco Reus and Christian Pulisic that we need to be worried about. I'm going to say we're the underdogs because we do have a pretty half-fit team here, but we are 1 victory or even a clean sheet away from a European Cup final. So this is really, really tight. Now here's an early chance. Berkel putting the ball forward, it's Diallo, looking to play it out from the back, finds Theo. Delaney to Royce, he's cutting in from the left flank, plays it back to Witsel. Over the top there, easy for Woodman to come out and claim it. I brought Woodman back in because I wasn't happy with Dubravka again. He had a couple of good games, but he's not been that great recently. That header at the near post against Spurs, I wasn't particularly impressed with. He should have saved that. But here's Chambers coming down the right flank. He might be able to get a good cross in here. He doesn't normally get many assists, but he has found Barbosa, who plays it in, and Muto with the finish. And we are 1-0 up inside 7 minutes against Borussia Dortmund in this semi-final second leg in the Europa League. This, if we get the win, takes a little bit of pressure off the Arsenal game because it means we have 2 essentially to cup finals to try and make it into the Champions League. Now, of course, even if we win against Arsenal, if United and Liverpool win as well, because they have the games in hand, the better goal difference, they will finish above us. So we really need to put our hopes on the Europa League instead. That's our most secure route. That's the only way that this is in our own hands. And right now we have put this competition in our hands. But here's Marco Reus with the corner. Puts it into the near post. Witzel's header off the crossbar. Very close there. We now just need to keep a clean sheet at home. If we could score a second, it would put us in a really, really strong position. But it would also make it a little bit nervy, because if we went 2-0 up and Dortmund got one back, one goal would be enough to knock us out. We wouldn't know which way to go. Obviously, if Dortmund score now, before we get the second, then it does mean we have a question to answer about whether to attack or defend. Now, I'm going to say I'm very pleased with the way the team are playing, because I think they are playing very well. They're keeping it pretty tight. We've only had that chance off the crossbar against us. And I think we're just about the better team at the moment. We're getting more possession, which is important. But here's Pulisic over the top. Omaruo coming across to clean that one up. Now Woodman plays it out to Hendricks. Can we get the second goal? Hendricks hanging on to the ball here. I don't like it when they hang on to the ball. Masuaku into Hayden. Round the corner for Marin. He looks knackered. He plays it over the top though. Muto is clean through on goal again. Oh, he rounded Berkey, but somehow the save was made. He really should have scored that chance. There is no doubt about that. That should have been 2-0. And the way he pulled it to the right-hand side, I thought he'd done enough. But he had an Omaruo is in there though, and Hendricks with the final touch. I was expecting nothing from that corner, but we have made it 2-0. An excellent goal there. Omaruo and Hendricks, the two makeshift centre-backs that I wasn't sure about. Tonali with the corner, Omaruo's header, it was going wide. Hendricks needed to be there to get that touch, but he has made it 2-0, a crucial goal. Was he onside? That's the question. The ball goes in, Omaruo's header, and there was Hendricks. There is a question about whether he was onside or not, but I don't mind too much. Now we need to take Marin off. That's the bigger problem. We're going to bring Rolando Aarons on. We need Marin to be fresh for the Arsenal game and the cup final. That was a dangerous ball to play to Woodman, but it worked out. Diallo has taken it though. Now Witzel out to Hakimi. He checks back and finds Witzel again. Ball over to Delaney. He's got a man outside him. It's Theo. He brings it forward. Plenty of players in the centre for him to aim at. This is where it could get nervy, but Barbosa wins the ball. Playing it right back there. He still managed to get the ball and send it forward. It's back with Dortmund again. Over the top for Edouard, who's got in behind. It's a good touch to Pulisic. Oh, and he's hit the post. How has he not scored that one? Tonali with another corner. Puts it to the back stick. It's Muto there with a header. He's put it across. It's come back. Barbosa chests it down. Out to Muto again. Ball to the edge of the area for Omaruo. He's set up one. He goes for goal, and it's just wide of the post. But Omaruo looks like the man driving us towards the cup final at the moment. I think he's the best player on the pitch. Here's Masuaku's throw to Aarons. Masuaku again over to Tonali. Cutting in from the left flank. Plays it out to the right for Barbosa. He's got a man on the overlap, but he's been tackled before he could get it out. Chambers with a brilliant tackle there. The whole team playing so well together. Tonali dinks it out to Rolando Aarons. We've seen nothing from him in this series, but the ball's come to Hayden. Now Almiron onto Muto. He's in on goal. It's saved at point blank range. Still not over. Here's Aarons. Can he get it in? He's tackled and he gives away the foul. But that was the chance there. Muto could have really killed this game, but he couldn't take the chance. Look how poorly Marco Reus is playing in this big game. He is not doing enough. There is another highlight here before I make a sub. And Pulisic is in behind. He's got Edouard is free in the centre, but Pulisic has gone alone and it's cleared. Omaruo clears it off the line, off the crossbar there. That was an incredible opportunity for Dortmund. They couldn't make the most of it. Here's Chambers into Almiron. Ball to the edge of the area, or to the other end of the area for Masuaku. Now Hayden. Back to Tonali. Ball out wide for Masuaku again. He manages to control it. Whips it in first time. And Muto with the glancing header makes it 3-0. We are definitely going to the cup final now. We can start to think about resting other key players where we can. I'm going to bring Haps on in an attacking position as well. Switch him with Rolando Aarons. But it was Masuaku here with a whipped ball. And Muto, what a glancing header that is. Just inside the far post. For his 15th goal of the season. For a bit part player, that is a decent return. Royce with a late corner here for Dortmund. They need to score now if they're going to get a comeback. But there is Woodman to take the header, to take the corner. And just 10 minutes left to go. We have a 3-goal advantage at home. I can't see us giving this up. Omaruo, been an absolute star player today, saving that ball off the line. He cracked it against his own crossbar, but he stopped the goal. That's all that matters. Here's Diallo back to Berkey. Ball put forward. Header from Omaruo comes to Ayoze Perez. Fresh on the pitch. He's going for goal. And it's saved by Berkey. It was not far away there. He maybe could have looked to play in Muto for the hat-trick. But it doesn't matter. All that matters is that we're going to another cup final. This one in Europe. And it means there will be 2 games left. And if we win either one of them, it could well be enough to put us into the Champions League. Hendricks with a late ball in. Cleared to Muto at the back stick. And Muto is the hero tonight. He gets his hat-trick. A fantastic header there. Makes it 4-0 on the night. He's not been that consistent this season, but he has popped up when he really mattered. I think he is a big game player because he's done it there. A fantastic header for his hat-trick at St James's Park to take us to a European final. That is a fantastic performance from him today. He could have had even more. Haps is nearly in here. Ball is cleared away, but the final whistle is about to go, and there it is. Glory at St James's Park today. We have managed to make it to a European Cup final. Not a European Cup final, but a European Cup final. Absolutely sensational stuff from the team that we've managed to do that. We've played so many games this year. United, you can see, did win 3-1 over Everton, which means that 3 teams are now on 72 points going into the final game of the season. We do not have the goal difference by any stretch of the imagination. This needs to be a decider. Now, Liverpool, in their final game, they are taking on West Ham, but they are at home. They will probably win that match, if we're being honest. Manchester United, they are taking on Stoke at home, probably going to win that match as well. They're also into, oh no, they were knocked out on away goals by Bayern Munich. David Alaba with the goal. They nearly got through. They needed one more to do it, but they are probably going to win their game. We are playing, if we take a look at our schedule, our final game at home against Arsenal. We've got the toughest game. We need things to go our way in this final match. So let's go forward and see if we can do it. If not, we are playing Red Bull Leipzig in the final at the Energa Gdansk in the Ukraine. It's going to be a huge match. That will be in next episode. If you are enjoying this series, make sure to hit that like button as well. And subscribe if you want to see that next part in a couple of days' time. But let's go forward and take on Arsenal in our final league game of our second season. Well, we've only had 2 days of rest from that cup semi-final to this game against Arsenal. It's a huge, huge game, but we do at least have some fit players ready to play. Having rested players against Dortmund and still won 4-0, we're in a great position today. We're actually going to keep Muto up top to see if he can carry on from that hat-trick. Marin, Mata and Koeman are back in attacking midfield. I'd like to get this wrapped up quite quickly so we can rest some of these players. But we do have a bit of time before the Europa League final. We've got a 10-day break after this, so it doesn't matter too much, so long as they don't get injured. Key and Hendricks in central defence with Haps, Omaruo, Lascelles and Yedlin in defence. I'm also going to put Woodman back in goal after keeping a clean sheet in the cup final. He's shown that he can do the business. He just needs to do it again today. Arsenal, by the way, in the league are in second place. We need to beat the second place team to secure our place in the Champions League. It is not going to be easy. Manchester City already champions as well. Aubameyang, Lallana, Ozil and Suso in attack for them. McGregor and Torreira in midfield. Tierney, Diaz, Socrates and Bellerin in defence with Leno in goal. This is not going to be an easy game, but we can qualify for the Champions League if we win this game. Now let's get some of these boxes up. If we get the latest scores and the league table up, or maybe just the league table for now, because that'll show us as things are. But the game does get kicked off. Lascelles forward to Key. Nothing coming from the very start here, but can we get the possession? The possession started. We've already had a shot. And now we've got a corner. Mata puts the ball in. Liverpool already ahead, but Marin with the header cleared off the line by Socrates. It was a good chance, but Liverpool and United are both winning. Liverpool and United have taken very early leads here. We need some equalisers to go in, and we need to score as well. Here's Suso, puts the ball in. Comes to Socrates. West Ham have scored against Liverpool. It's 1-1. But here is Mata with the ball. He's won it well there from Torreira. Plays it forward to Marin. He needs to have a run. Instead, he plays it over the top. Muto is in behind. He's still going, Muto, and it's saved by Leno. And that is maybe where Barbosa is better. Muto did get a hat-trick in the last game, but I think Barbosa is a better finisher. Here's Mata with the corner to the back stick. Torreira away. Muto chases after it. If he hasn't scored by about the 50-minute mark, I will take Muto off and bring on Barbosa. It'll be nice to have the fresh legs against a tired Arsenal defence as well. But at the moment, we are looking like the better team. Liverpool again take the lead against West Ham. This is a fight that we've got. Even if we do get the win, Man United have just gone 2-0 up as well. So even if we do get the win today, we need one of those teams to slip up. It looks like Liverpool are the most likely to do so, because Man United are now 4-0 up against Stoke. We can't rely on United. It's all about Liverpool and whether they can concede. They are 2-1 up at the moment against West Ham. We need them to concede one more. We need our team to get a goal as well, which obviously we can't forget about. We haven't done that yet. But at the moment, Leicester looking like they're going to finish above Spurs as well. Arsenal haven't even had a shot on target in this game. Bearing in mind they're finished second this season, the fact that we're keeping them so well penned in is a huge, huge boon for us. But Marin is injured. That is not what we want to be seeing. Haps is going to have to move up and bring on Masuaku. Hendricks with the ball here though. Could we get a goal? He plays it to Key, back out to Haps. He's about to be pushed up the pitch, but he finds Marin, he finds Hendricks, ball into Muto, back to Mata, saved. Muto again gets the goal. We didn't take him off. He scored against Borussia Dortmund 3 times. He scored against Arsenal now, and Liverpool are drawing with West Ham, which means we have just jumped up into 4th place. Marin involved in the build-up to the goal before being taken off with his injury. Mata's shot, who's been so good for us this season, spilled by Leno, and Muto with the finish. So just 30 minutes left. We're going to have to take Marin off. But Arsenal haven't had a shot in an hour. I can't see them having another one before then. The question is, can West Ham hold Liverpool to a draw and get us that 4th place finish? That's a big, big question. Liverpool have scored to make it 3-2. They are driving this to the last minute. Is it going to be enough for us? Will there be an equaliser at West Ham, or is it all over for us? We've got 5 minutes of added time. If it doesn't happen before then, it's not going to happen. And it looks like it might already be full time at Liverpool, and that we're going to finish in 5th place on 75 points, which some seasons would win you the title in the Premier League. I've seen it happen. And yet we're going to finish down in 5th place as things stand, despite beating Man City, despite beating Arsenal in our last few games. It has not been enough, and it looks like we have not managed to make it into the Champions League through the league, which is a bitter, bitter blow for that to have happened. And there you can see it. Liverpool with a 67th minute winner. West Ham did what they could. Stoke did us no favours whatsoever, which is really unfortunate. But we did so well to beat Arsenal there. It's just the goal difference that has killed us. And Liverpool get 3rd, United get 4th, and we are stuck in 5th. And it means that everything relies on that final game. Marin is out for up to 2 weeks. He could miss the final on that. So everything comes down to this game now against Leipzig in the next episode. If we win that, we're in the Champions League. We get some more glory this season after our League Cup final win. But we have to beat Red Bull Leipzig, who in the Bundesliga finished 3rd 2 years ago. I don't have the league loaded, so I don't know how they're doing at the moment. But this is their team. It's not a strong team. We should be beating this team. Absolutely, we should be beating this team. So if you want to see us try and win at the Europa League and qualify for the Champions League, do drop a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe for the next part. And until next time, see ya.